Hey guys, and welcome to Jay's Nest. Today, we will be going over the BebeBoo Flex covers. I'll go over the features, how I use it, and my honest opinion will be at the end. I'll even compare the one size cover to the petite cover, which is the newborn size cover. I actually don't have a newborn baby to put this cover on. However, I can show you some of the similarities and some of the differences in the design of the petite newborn cover and the one size cover. Now, this is a paid collaboration, and I was sent these diapers for free to review. The format of this video will stand true to my regular format. You'll still see the features, how I use it, and then my honest opinion with pros and cons will be at the very end. So let's get started. The One Size Flex cover is advertised to fit from 10 to 35 pounds. It's made of 2 layers of PUL. That makes this a great overnight cover. This diaper is also pretty roomy in the back. It has 2 rows of snaps, 1 row to adjust the tightness of the waist, and 1 row to adjust the tightness of the legs. And if you look at the tabs, you'll see 3 snaps, 1 for the waist, 1 for the legs, and a hip snap. And the hip snap is there to help prevent wing droopage. If you look at the other tab, you'll see that it has 2 crossover snaps. And these are there to help get the waist smaller. This feature is great for smaller babies. This diaper has a 3x3 rise setting. This helps you adjust how long the diaper is. If you look at the front, you'll see that there is an elastic, and it creates a slight dip in the front. There's also a really springy elastic in the back of the diaper. This diaper has double leg elastics. You'll commonly hear them called double gussets. And I find that these are great to prevent spills from the leg holes of the diaper. Now, when you open up the cover, you'll see a flap in the front of the diaper. And when you look on the inside of this cover, it actually has snaps on the inside. There's a snap in the front and a snap in the back. That means you can use snap-in inserts with this diaper cover, making this kind of like an all-in-two system. And BebeBoo does have an all-in-two diaper, which is called the Choice Diaper. I'll be reviewing that next. And those are some of the basic features of this diaper cover. Now let's get into how I use it. I mainly use this cover with flats and pre-folds. I'm all about the pad fold. I just fold my flats and pre-folds into a rectangle and use it that way. The way that I see it is that the pad fold really simplifies the pre-fold in the flat diaper and makes it not so intimidating. Occasionally, I will use a flat pinned around my children, but not often. Like I said in the features, there is an option to use this as an all-in-two because it has snaps on the inside of the cover, and you can use snap-in inserts with this, but I haven't used that feature yet. I'm personally not a huge fan of snap-in inserts. When I use covers, I really just like using them with flats and pre-folds. And I do want to say that this cover does not come with snap-in inserts, it is just a cover. Right now, I am cloth diapering 2 of my children. Scarlett is about 33 pounds and Willow is about 24 pounds. And this cover fits both of them really well. I do use it more on Willow because Scarlett just really enjoys choosing her diapers before she wears them, and so Willow is usually the one wearing this diaper cover. But now that we have gone over kind of how I use this cover, which is a very simplistic way to use covers in general, let's compare both the petite cover and the one size cover. These covers are very similar. Honestly, they're almost identical in their design. The petite cover is made for newborn babies, so it'll roughly fit from about 6 to 13 pounds. I do not have a newborn baby to show you what this looks like or how it fits. The One Size Flex cover is a one size cover, and it's estimated to fit from about 10 to 35 pounds. And one of the first differences that I see is that the rise setting is a little different. So the newborn cover has a 3x2 rise setting, while the one size cover has a 3x3 rise setting. And the last difference that I see is that the newborn petite cover doesn't have hip snaps. And that kind of makes sense because hip snaps are usually made for babies or toddlers who are mobile, crawling, walking. From what I can tell, everything else on the diaper is the same though. There are 2 layers of PUL on the newborn petite cover. There are double leg elastics. There's an inner flap. There are 2 rows of snaps for the waist and the leg. There are crossover snaps on both diapers. and they both have inner snaps on the inside in case you want to use snap-in inserts. I do find that both of these diapers are about medium width in the crotch compared to other brands. So it's not really trim in the crotch and it's not really wide in the crotch compared to other brands. I would say it's right in the middle. So that is all as far as the basic comparison of how they're similar and how they're just a little different. They definitely do look a lot alike. Now that we've compared these two, let's get into my honest opinion about the one size cover. This is a really well constructed diaper cover. It seems to be really good quality to me, and I enjoy that it has 2 layers of PUL. I think this makes for a great nighttime cover. I feel like any diaper with a double layer of PUL is just going to be a really good sturdy nighttime diaper. And another cool thing about having 2 layers of PUL on your diaper is that if one of them cracks or delaminates or gets scratched, there's 2 layers of protection there. So I feel like diapers with 2 layers of PUL are like extra sturdy. I do find the leg elastics on these to be a bit tight, and I found that to be a little surprising. The first few times that I used this, we were getting red marks. So my advice for you, if you have a child that has wide thighs like my children, is to stagger the bottom snaps. The bottom snaps control the tightness of the legs, and staggering the snaps is a great way to loosen the fit around the legs so it's not as tight. And once we started staggering the leg snaps, we no longer had those red marks. So I'd say that these definitely have tight leg elastics, and that in itself can be either a pro or a con depending on what you're looking for in a diaper cover and depending on the shape of your baby. Now when it comes to diaper covers, I love double leg elastics. Love, love, love them. And it's funny, when I review diapers, sometimes I just have different preferences. So I used to love diaper covers with inner flaps in both the front and the back. Now that I have to dunk and swish dirty diapers, I'm not a huge fan of inner flaps anymore. I realize that I don't necessarily mind the front flap, but it's the back flap on some diapers that I really don't like because it gets poop on it. But luckily this diaper only has a front flap, so I'm not currently bothered by the front flap. I just think it's funny how my preferences have changed over the past few years. If I used all-in-twos more often, then I think I'd like the inner snaps on the inside of the diaper. I actually haven't yet used this feature. I think it's cool that you can use it as an all-in-two with snap-in inserts, or you could use it as a regular cover. Since it has a snap-in feature, I do personally consider this to be more of an all-in-two diaper. For me, a true all-in-two is a wipeable cover with a snap-in insert. But what I've realized is that the word all-in-two has a loose meaning in the cloth world, but that subject in itself will be a different video. We're going to chat about that, so stay tuned for that. Regardless of the inner snaps, I just use this as a regular diaper cover. I also do want to add that when you buy these, it's just a cover and snap-in inserts are not included. Another thing that I really like about this diaper is the width of this diaper. It's not too wide in the crotch, like a Bum Genius Flip, but it's not as narrow in the crotch as like an Imagine baby cover. It's just right in the middle. Now when it comes to snaps on diapers, I love the double rows of snaps for the waist and legs. Right now that's just my preferred snap placement, and for the past few years that's really been my preferred snap placement. I don't really use hip snaps on any of my diapers of any brand, so not just specifically this brand, but any brand. It's just not a feature that I use often. Occasionally I will use that feature. It's not to say I never use it, but I just don't use it often. So overall, I'd say this is a really good quality cover. I enjoy the features, and so far it's held up pretty well. I've been using it for a few months, and so far I have not been disappointed. I think my biggest thing is that if you have a child with wide thighs, you might want to be mindful about the leg elastics. Don't be afraid to stagger those snaps. And if you go to her website at the very bottom, it says that BebeBoo is a minority-owned, mom-run small business. And I absolutely love that. Thea is actually Filipino, and I'm actually half Filipino. So I think it's really cool that by having her products, I'm also supporting another Filipino. Also, if you go to the About section on her website, she really goes into her story and how she started BebeBoo. And it's a very, very interesting story. I think it's something that a lot of us can relate to. You know, she talks about the struggles of motherhood. From all of that turmoil, birthed BebeBoo, which I think is a beautiful story. So definitely go check it out if you have the time to do so. It's a really, really great story. That is it for today's video. Thank you so much, Thea, for working with me. It's been a pleasure to try these diapers out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.